This is Steve Piloff from George Mason University. When solving problems, we're going to assume that loan proceeds are received at time zero. It's often today, but it's the beginning of our analysis. So we get our money, and then we're going to pay them back, and we can figure out the price of an item as the present value of all loan payments. So the basic idea is we get a bunch of money today at time zero. And the amount of money that we get at time zero is exactly enough to buy whatever it is we want to buy. So that's what the price is. And we're going to get a bunch of money today, and we're going to be having payments associated with the loan. Usually they'll be negative, but occasionally you might get a positive special kind of rebate associated with the loan. And the present value of all those is exactly equal in magnitude to what we get. So basically we get something worth a certain amount, we pay back something that has a present value that is equal in value to what we get. That is the idea behind our analysis that will let us apply the tools that we have to answer questions. So we want to know the price of a car, and it's going to give us information on loans. Annual payments of $5,000, they're annual, so they're every year, with the first in 1 year and the last in 4 years. So in 1, 2, 3, and 4, and notice negative because we're paying it, and an end of loan payment of $2,000 from you in 4 years. So in addition to the $5,000, we're also going to be paying $2,000 in 4 years. Cost of capital 6% per year. So what we want to find is, okay, let's find the present value of all these payments, and we can do that pretty easily, is negative 5,000 over 1.06 plus negative 5,000 over 1.06 squared plus negative 5,000 over 1.06 to the third plus negative 5,000 over 1.06 to the fourth plus negative 2,000, negative 2,000 over 1.06 to the fourth. Add them all up, and we'll get negative something. So making all these payments is equivalent to whatever that total is. And the reason it's equivalent to that total is because that's how much money we got today, and that's how much we needed to buy the car. And so if we go ahead and add up the regular payment in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and the special extra payment in 4 years, we see that that's equivalent to paying $18,909.72 today, which means we got $18,909.72 today because the price of the car is $18,909.72. Now we could have also done this in the financial calculator with 2 steps. Is there's 4 regular payments of $5,000. The first one's in a year. So we're saying, okay, there's 4 of these, they start in a year. So in 1, 2, and 3, and 4 years, we're going to pay $5,000. Discount rate of 6%. That's equivalent to paying $17,325.53 today. But in addition, in 4 years, there's going to be a payment of $2,000, discounted by 6%. And that's equivalent to paying $15,084.19 today. So making all these payments is equivalent to the sum of those two, which is negative $18,909.72. So therefore that's the price of the car. So that's another way to approach it. There's a third way to approach it, which is get into, we can actually do it in one step, but the reason is n has 2 roles. It's the number of regular fixed cash flows. So when we say PMT equals negative 5,000, whatever n equals is the number of payments. And then the mode will tell it, n mode says it starts in 1 year, or in 1 period. And also tells us the number of periods from PV, which is time 0, to FE. You can do it in one step. If you're trying to get present value, where you have a certain number of regular fixed cash flows, and you also have an extra cash flow in T periods after time zeros. So the number of regular payments is equal to the number of periods at which the extra cash flow takes place. You can't do it in one step if you've got a bunch of regular payments and then you've got an extra cash flow at some other time that's not T periods. Maybe it's earlier, maybe it's later, but if it happens at some other different point in time, then we have to approach it the way we just did. We have to figure out the value of different pieces and add them up. Well, in this case, go back to the timeline. We see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 payments, and that we're making this end of loan payment in 4 years. We can also see when we did it in the financial calculator, N was 4 when we did the annuity part, N is 4 when we did the extra payment. So we can just do it in one step. In this case, as you can see here, N is 4 for both cases. And so N is 4, end mode, payment of negative 5,000, so that tells it negative 5 in 1, 2, 3, and 4 years, plus negative 2,000 in 4 years, which is exactly what's going on in this case. Discount it by 6%, and voila, you'll get PV to negative 18,909.72. So making these payments is equivalent to paying 18,909.72 today. And the reason we did that is because that's what we got today, because that was the price of the car.